All right, guys. Should be recording. Okay. All right. Welcome to the summer 2024 anime in review. I don't know. I still don't really know what I want to call the. I don't know if they're properly called as reviews or whatever. But basically, I discuss the anime season that has just transpired and talk about my thoughts, what anime I watched, and yeah, in general, what I think. Now, I don't know if this is the latest I've been in a season to record one of these. I know this should have been done like 2 months ago, I think. Yeah, about 2 months ago is when I should have recorded and uploaded this video. So it's been a while. Summer 2024 for anime has gone and passed a while ago now. At this point, I'm almost ready to make a fall 2024 video because of um because of how long it's been, right? We're almost done with the fall season at this point, right? We only have 2-3 weeks until we're done with the fall season. However, I am thinking of doing like I'm gonna wait until after this weekend to do a video for the fall season because I want people to record once I'm back home. So I'm gonna be doing one prematurely. So it's gonna be a bit weird because I'm gonna upload this and then not even a month later I'm gonna upload the fall 2024 anime review video, which is like kind of crazy. They're supposed to be 3 months apart, right? It's 3 months per season, so these videos should be coming out 3 months apart. But they've been coming out in all sorts of weird schedules for me, and honestly, this should have come out way earlier. My fault. Exams and the fact that the master's courses and the master's course has been so much more challenging than a little bit more than I was expecting. I wasn't expecting the jump from going from a bachelor's to a master's would be this challenging, this time consuming, and I didn't know it would leave this little room to be able to record videos for you all. That's why the uploads have been very weak this year, but also because of my bachelor's thesis. That's another thing. So my bachelor's thesis took a lot of my time. Can record as many videos, although I did finish Gravity Rush. Yeah, I did manage to finish Gravity Rush 2 during this was that during the summer? I don't remember when I did that, but I did Match Figure Crafters 2 before I went home. And then coming into my master's degree, I was like, okay, I knew it was gonna be a harder challenge than a bachelor's. Makes sense. I did not know it was gonna be this much of a challenge. So I've been struggling there, and well, I'm almost done with all my exams now. I only have one more exams. I've had three so far. Um, Two of them, well, one of them went well. Because I actually have one of them today. So the one today went well. The first one I did went as expected. Like, okay, I didn't do bad, but I didn't do good either. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was a really difficult subject. At best, I'm getting a C. That it was a challenging subject. I mean, it's fluid mechanics. It's tough. It is really difficult. If you've ever had fluid mechanics, then you'll know it's really, really difficult. And then the next subject, oh man, that did not go good. It's almost to the point where I'm hoping to get an E. Like I hope I just give me a passing grade. Like just don't make me take the subject again. That's what I'm most fearful for. Because as you guys know, if you've seen my One Piece reaction videos, if you haven't, that's fine too. I'll be going to Germany next semester, so I won't be able to take the continuation exam for the subject. So if I fail the subject, which by the way I've never failed a subject in university before, apparently it's common. It's more common than I thought to fail at least one subject or to fail something in university, and it's fine. I mean, failing is not the end of the world. You can come back from it, and you can succeed in the next continuation exam. It's not that, but it's still crazy. I've been here 3.5 years at this point, right? Only 1.5 years, more years, and then I'm done, right? And the last semester is just gonna be the master's thesis itself. So we really only have one more year left of actually doing courses, and half of that year will be in Germany. So really, no, I'm joking. But I'll have exams in Germany. Hopefully, those will go well. All of the courses will be in English, but I do plan to also try and learn German while I'm there as much as I can. We'll see how it goes if I make any German friends or whatever. We'll see. Um, I'll just be doing my thing basically. Um, yeah, and so I just hope I get a passing grade. At this point, an E is not. I never would have thought I'd say this, but an E is actually acceptable at this point. If I fail, that would be That would be the disappointing part. I'm not getting any better than an E though. That is truly how bad it went. I try my best. That's the thing, and I did study hard for the exam. Like you'd think wow, you think to get an E, you didn't study hard for the exam. I did study, but man, that exam was oh boy, those equations that I had to derive, bro. Man, that was a difficult exam. But you know, I think I'll definitely pass fluid mechanics, and I think the exam that I did today went well. I don't know what I'll get in the exam I did today, but um, I don't think I'll get an A. But if I get a B, I'll be happy. For exam today, I'm used to getting B's. Okay, that has been that has been my life throughout I was gonna say high school, but I got surprising a lot of A's in high school. I went back and checked my grading sheet when I had to get my report card. I did not know I had as many A's as I did. Now I understand what my supervisor was talking about in high school, right? When I was looking for which university to go to, he was like, "Bro, you can almost go to any university you want. Like you got so many A's." And back then, I didn't couldn't fathom that. I was like, "Well, I don't have that many A's. I remember getting a lot of B's and stuff." But now look back at the report card recently. I was like, whoa, okay, I did actually have a lot of A's. Okay, I see his point. Uh, but yeah, going to university, obviously, it's more of a challenge, but it's also more of the things I enjoy. And in general, I actually, on average, have higher grades in university, and that's because what was driving me down in high school, yes, I got a lot of A's, but all of those A's were in like maths, you know, physics, chemistry. What was I getting in other subjects? D's. What did I get in Norwegian? There's three Norwegian grades, by the way, three, and I got D's in them. I got like I think like one C and three D's, and then two D's. Pause. I got like a friggin' D in history. I was bad at history, bro. I got so many like bad grades. I think I got a B in religion studies. Right, there is a religion studies course. I got like a B now. So that's acceptable. That's good for my liking. I got a B in German. Almost got an A, and also almost got there were I could have gotten a German certificate. Almost got qualified for that, but we move. I might be qualified for it now when I go to Germany. I'm planning to take it when I go to Germany. So, you know, that's also part of the reason why I wanted to go to Germany. And why I applied to go to Germany is because I did German in high school. And I think the German language is cool, yeah. Fun, isn't it? Ich liebe Deutsch. Okay, that was terrible. My fault, y'all. I am not talking about anime at all right now. My fault. Basically, I'll stop babbling. Uh, I'm not going to be making, as I've talked about One Piece video, I'm not going to be making the fall 2024 video after the fall season ends because I'm not going to have the capability of recording after, after next week. So I'll be waiting till this weekend, which is when new episodes come out of animes like Orb and stuff like that. I'm talking about animes this season, not this summer season, which I'm going to be talking about this video, or this is supposed to be the main topic of this video. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing like a premature video, but it won't be super premature because there's only gonna be like one or two episodes left of the season by the time like by this weekend, right? Because this weekend I believe episode 10 of animes come out. So then we'll have episode 11 and 12, which I mean, or I think episode 11's come out this weekend. So basically, it's like we're only gonna have one episode left. So I do have a good understanding of the different animes that I've been watching this season and what I think of them already, even though I haven't technically finished them. And some of them are too core anyway. So I'm looking at you, Rurouni Kenshin, for example. So okay, but let's get to the summer season. Now the summer season, I thought honestly, it's not like any better or worse than the previous seasons because in general, I dare I say it? I think we've had a weak anime year. Ooh, I know that's gonna hit hard for a lot of people. I know like people might not might be like, "Yo, what do you mean we had a great year?" But I already talked about the spring season. How I thought it was good, but it wasn't like anything crazy, right? Uh, Mushoku Tensei. I know I can't believe I'm saying this in a season Mushoku Tensei came out. In a year when Mushoku Tensei came out. I get it, but that's a sequel. Look at animes that aren't sequels, right? I don't think we had that impressive a year. Like winter season as well. Soul Leveling is good, of course, but like I wasn't a fan of Dungeon Meshi, for example, and Meshi is good again. Another sequel. I really liked uh, um A Sign of Affection, but I think, and I should probably watch this. I know I've heard so many good things about Dangerous in Your Heart. But I think we've had a little bit of a weak year. Now, again, maybe I'm being spoiled by how good 2023 and 2022 were. Because those years were bangers, okay? Like, we got stuff like Midnight Base, Mob Psycho, Attack on Titan, that was in 2021 and 2020 as well. Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, woo! Villain Saga, bro. Like, we got some of the best enemies ever. Ever the last 2 years. 2024 I feel like has been a bit of a weaker year in comparison to 2023, 2022, and maybe even like 2021. I don't vividly remember 2021 like that, but I feel like it was a better year than 2024. I don't know. I didn't make these anime review videos back then, right? I think the first one I did was for 2022 summer or something. So I don't really remember how they went. I'd have to look at maybe like if I did a Crunchyroll. I mean, I think the first one again. I think the first one I did it for was 2022, and then I did one for 2023, right? And then there's one coming up next year, January, and I don't think I'll be able to record that for that one, so I won't be able to go through the entire year and give myself the entirety of 2024. But even now in fall, I again, this is a summer video, not a fall video, but really quickly, like just glance at fall, and then we'll go back. But even then in fall, I mean, Uzumaki was a disappointment. We'll get into it in the fall video. Uzumaki was a massive disappointment. Everyone was so hyped for this, and it says I've seen 7 episodes, but I've seen like 9 or 10. ReZero is on hold because the first half of the third season came out, and the second half is next season, next winter. But I've caught up to ReZero. Caught up to London as well. I believe I'm episode 10. So there's only 2 episodes left of London to go. Um, and for me, Dandadan is not. I don't enjoy Dandadan as much as the hype is. I mean, there's been so much hype about Dandadan and controversy. Holy crap! Was there? There was this one YouTuber that got doxxed. I believe, not me. I'm a YouTuber as well, but there was a YouTuber that got doxxed because of Dandadan. Like it's like crazy. The controversies in Dandadan is crazy. There's a lot of controversy. Of someone that yeah. Someone drew Okarun, and his name is Okarun, and or she calls him Okarun. That's not his actual name. His actual name is like Ken Takatsuka Kakakura Takakura, I believe. Yeah, Ken Kakakura and Momo Ayase, right? Drew them black, or at least drew him black, if I remember correctly. And there's a Japanese person on Twitter that should have went, yo, we're Japan. They're Japanese. Like we're Japanese, not we're not black. Why do you feel the need to change them? Like someone literally, a Japanese person literally said on Twitter, that post went viral, got hundreds of thousands of likes. It was crazy, you know. And I'm here from the outside looking in. I mean, I'm black too, obviously, but I'm here looking in. I'm there like, damn, like that. And there was so much back and forth. I couldn't be bothered reading the entire controversy. But the point is, Dunland is huge. When you can get to that level of controversy, that so many people are talking about it, even people from like the gaming community stuff came in to talk about it. And obviously, the one YouTuber that got doxxed because of Dunland, I think they said something controversial about Dunland. I don't remember what they said. I don't remember who the YouTuber was again. Y'all can let me know in the comments. But yeah, it's crazy, insane. And the doxing was crazy because like they didn't just dox the YouTuber himself; they doxed like his like deceased brother. It was no, it's crazy. Now to dox a dead person though, like their grave. I mean, that's what I meant. I meant by deceased brother. Their grave. That's insane. Like leave the dead out of it, out of this. Like that to me, that's going too far. Regardless of what your opinions on Don were. I don't remember exactly what the context was. I believe it was an R word scene with Momo in like the first or second episode or something. And I think that was the context behind why the doxing happened and people went after him because he made a controversial comment. I think something like that. I don't quite know, but Dodona is huge and it's very hyped up. And whenever you have an anime that's this hyped up, it's gonna create memes or controversies or whatever else. That's just proof of it being hyped up, if you ask me, right? That just shows the tendency of how hyped up it is. And for me, it's got a high score too, by the way, so people clearly love it. But for me, it's not living up to the hype that everyone else has given it, right? I'm gonna get in that Chainsaw Man feeling, right? Where I mean, it's good so far, but we're still in its first season, and some people are acting like, oh, it's definitely the best time of the year. Which I mean, fair. I mean, Science Story has done an amazing job with Dandadan. Don't get me wrong. The animation is crazy, right? It's a hilarious anime. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy watching every episode except for episode 7, which was actually one of the most highly praised episodes. But I did not like the episode of that one backstory where there was like no dialogue. Remember that one, episode? Well, other than the first person perspective scene, that was a great scene. But other than that, I did not like the episode. I love the anime. Again, the animation is always amazing, but I did not like the story. Didn't connect with me, right? So yeah, done on a kind of like a change to my situation to me, where it's like I don't fully get buy into the hype yet. We need a second season, third season to see. Okay, how are the characters gonna get developed? How are things gonna change? So that's me, and that also means that for me, it's not quite end of the year. Now I am talking about Don wants to be talking about summer season. I know, but my point about talking about Dandan and why I don't like it as much, again, we'll as the hype is, and again, we'll get into this when I make the fall video. But the point is, in general, is that I think 2024 has been a weaker year. Like Blue. I mean, are we even gonna talk about Blue Lock? And I enjoy Blue Lock way more than people hate it for, right? I mean, people hate season 2 because of the bad animation, right? I enjoy it. Despite I really enjoy it, but man, it's gotten so much hate. Bleach has a high rating. Bleach coming back, that's great, but that's not enough to carry a whole. You know what I'm saying? Bleach is not enough to carry a whole year. Blue Box has been fun, I guess. It's a fun romance, little bit of like with like a sports twist in there, like they're encouraging each other. It's fun. I don't want to actually get into it, but again, these aren't like this isn't like a Jujutsu Kaisen type anime, right? This isn't the villain. There's no villain sagas here. There's no Jujutsu Kaisen here, right? There's no Attack on Titans here. That's my point. So getting back to the summer season, that was just my whole 2024 outlook so far, and this is what I was talking about in spring season, right? When I made the spring video, I believe I talked about this. How we'll see what summer and fall have, because typically the fall season, typically fall season comes out with the bangers, right? With the best anime of the year. So you shouldn't completely give up hope for the entire year just because the winter and spring season kind of weaker, because they typically are in the year in general. But again, I say all this, I might have been spoiled by the previous years. I may have been spoiled by how good the previous years are. This might not be a case of 2024 is a bad year. It might be a case of previous years were just so incredibly good. But I don't know, man. Even I remember 2019 is still one of my favorite anime years, because you had Dororo come out. You had That's when the Villain Saga season 1 came out, right? Kaguya-sama, Doctor Stone, Demon Slayer, Fire Force. I mean, so many banger animes came out in 2019. 2019 is like, oh man, what a gold. Is that also when Slime came out? I haven't even watched Slime, but I believe Slime also came out that year or something. I don't remember, but 2019, remember, Promise Neverland season 1. That's an amazing first season. That's an amazing anime. It's like standalone. Don't even look at season 2. Just standalone season 1. Honestly, the conclusion of it, like, you don't need to read the manga or watch season 2. Like, the conclusion of season 1 is so satisfying. It's so good. I love it. Promise Neverland came out that year. 2019 is a freaking banging year. And 2020s, like the early 2020s, that was when Attack on Titan final season was coming out. So all those years are amazing just by Attack on Titan being there automatically, right? And then the last couple of years, again, we've had Mob Psycho, right? That was also 2019, season 2. And season 3, 2022, I believe, right? We've had so many good stuff, right? So, yeah, I've been babbling a lot. Let's get to the 2024 summer video. And I think there's no better anime to start than Oshinoko, right? I mean, this is the anime this season, right? I mean, this is the best anime this season, at least. There's no anime that can really top it, from what I can tell. Yeah, Fairy Tales. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into all of these. Okay. Several of these that I've watched that I haven't even listed up yet, so I'll list them up as you go along. My fault. Okay, let's start with Oshinoko Season 2, right? The best time of the season, in my opinion. Still not quite. Wait. Completed, I haven't given. Oh, I've completed, but I haven't given a rating. Alright, let's give it a rating right now. I thought it was very good. I don't know. What did I rate season 1? I thought it was very good. I thought it was an 8 out of 10. Yeah. There you go. Now you guys get my opinion. What did I rate season 1? Let's check out. Let's check it out. Did I rate it a 9 out of 10, perhaps? I did do think season 1 was better than season 2. I did also rate season 1 an 8 out of 10. Okay. I do think season 1 was better than season 2, not by a significant margin. A lot of that is because of how good episode 1 is. Now, episode 1 of Oshinoko, season 1, is a 10 out of 10 episode, right? That episode is peak. Okay, if you haven't, you don't need to watch the entirety of Oshinoko to think episode 1 is peak. Episode 1 is amazing. I know so many people who think Oshinoko is amazing in episode 1 and then it fell off after that. Now, I'm not one of those people. I do think that this latter half of season 1 wasn't as good as the first half in general, but it doesn't mean it fell off. Because I think episode 1 was a 10 out of 10 episode. After that, it's still like a 9 out of 10 up until the bridge scene. If you know, you know. I should have spoiled Oshinoko season 1 because I didn't review season 2. I'm not gonna directly spoil it. If you know the bridge scene, you know. Akane bridge scene, you know. After that, which is like episode 7 of season 1, up until that point, Oshinoko was amazing. I thought it was perfect, like so good, the whole way through. After that, it became a little bit to me. I didn't really like the last like 5 episodes or whatever of that season. And then we get season 2, and season 2 shares some of the issues I have with the last like bit of season 1. And what are the biggest things that biggest issues that I have with Oshinoko? Still 8 out of 10, but that's still a high rating. I still love it. But the biggest thing for me that I guess prevents it from going to a 9 or higher or whatever is the friggin' weird like romance aspect of it, right? Like the who's the best waifu aspect of it that the anime really is trying to pull off here now. I know that Oshinoko is a romance, that is part of it, but for me, what always interested me in from episode 1, what hooked me in, what was that? And you guys have probably heard people say this a million times. For me, it was two things: one, the murder mystery; two, the like getting to look at the entertainment industry now, not just the idol industry, because that is, I guess, I mean, that's what I thought at the beginning, but as we see season 2, especially, and probably in future seasons, is the entertainment industry. Like you get to see the hidden sides of it, things that may not be obvious, or things that you don't see out in the open all the time, because what goes on in the background isn't. They obviously purposely don't try to put it out in the limelight. So I always found that to be the most fascinating part. I'd never found the whole, oh, is Akko gonna love the childhood friend Kana in the end, or is he gonna fall for Akane, the haughty he met while working as an actor or whatever, right? Like, which one of the two girls he's gonna fall for? Now, maybe I would enjoy this more like 6 years ago when I would have been around their age. Now, to be fair, Aqua is a reincarnated adult male doctor. So he's like, what, 30, 40 plus years old. But I mean, like, if I was on the age of the girls, I guess, like 15, 16, maybe like 6 years ago when I was 15, 16, 17, whatever, maybe then I would have enjoyed that aspect more. But yeah, to me, I don't particularly like that aspect of the anime, that and because it's so important, and both at the latter parts of season 1 and a good portion of season 2, it kind of cuts things down for me for Oshinoko. And beyond that, I thought the season was fantastic. I love the arc, the theater play arc that it were doing. The whole Tokyo Blade thing. That was the entire season basically. I was like, not the entire season. It was like 9 episodes of the season. A good chunk of the season was spent on that, and the last part of the season was spent on them going back to their childhood home, and then some plot to it, or not plot, but like big revelations happen at the end of the second season, leading into this third season. Now we've had 2 seasons in a row that are very Aqua focused. So this guy right here, if you have never seen Oshinoko, this is Aqua. That's the main male character, but there's another main character here, which is Ruby. That's her, right? Now, while she did get some more screen time at the last, 3, 4 episodes of season 2. It was still largely focused on Aqua, and we've still largely, followed Aqua's perspective through Oshinoko, making him essentially the main character, and she has taken more of a side character role than him. But I think it works out fine because season 3 seems to be more Ruby focused, right? So Ruby, she's also a reincarnated girl. She's in a bit of a different situation than Aqua. Ruby now, her situation, her character is gonna be more expanded upon in season 3. So I'm excited to see that. Because we also see her more with Memcho. We'll get to see more from her and more from Kana, and that means that characters like Aqua and Akane might take a bit more of a back step. Now there is some plot twist in regards to family line, like who Aqua and Ruby are related to. Might be one of the people in this poster, might not be. I won't say. I mean, I've clearly said it though. Nah, but I haven't made it fairly clearly obvious what the spoiler is, and I guess I'll try my best not to spoil y'all. There's a new manga section for Minimalist. What does this mean? I guess it's like a seasonal manga thing. New mangas are coming out. I will check. I'll check it out later, maybe. I'll check it out on my own. It's fine. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a great season. Not as much mystery. I mean, the whole, the entire point of Aqua going into the theater and entertainment is to find connections and that could lead to him finding who his real dad is, right? And as we see as we get through the season, he comes to the conclusion that, oh wow, okay, so my dad's dead anyway. No point in finding him, and then he kind of gives up on that. He gives up on that kind of thing. Akane sees through this and sees that, wait a minute, something's off here. But I won't get into it too much. If you've seen the season, you'll know what I mean. I don't want to spoil it too much. Um, and so a lot of it was spent on the entertainment industry as part of it. In the last couple episodes, we got a bit of murder mystery in there. Like we got a bit of a development into the murder mystery aspect. We'll see how season 3 will take it. Hopefully less. If we're gonna get a Ruby season, obviously Ruby is not involved in any like love triangle like Aqua, Akane, and Kana are. So hopefully we get more entertainment industry stuff and mystery stuff. We'll see if Aqua can find the error in his ways, and hopefully we get more of those and less love triangle. Because to me, that's my least favorite part of Shoko. So yeah, that's really it. That was the best end of the season in my opinion. Several really good episodes, right? A lot of great shots from the episodes, and yeah. Okay. I've heard so much about this. I believe it's called Alia Speaks in Russian or something. Is what the anime is called in English. I have not seen it though. I've heard a lot of people talking about this when it was coming out, but I just chose not to. I just never checked it out, never saw it. Um, and she's got white hair, so obviously she's Russian. That's pretty common, or Finnish. White hair in anime means 95% of the time you're Russian, 5% of the time you're Finnish, but more than likely you're Russian. Easy. Yeah, I haven't seen it though. But yeah. Um, Character designs look okay. This girl seems interesting. That girl looked like she might be best girl, and then there's this girl here, and there's this one guy there who's just there. I wonder what he's got. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so we'll just move on. Her name is Kujo Alia Mikhailovna. Okay, that's a Russian name, clearly. Wistoria has a high rating. People clearly like that. I haven't seen it. So wait, have I seen this? No, I haven't. Five X. No, I have not seen this, but it does have a really high rating. Holy crap! Maybe I should have. People clearly like it. People clearly think it's good. That's another important part. But I didn't check it out. I'm kind of like burnt out of fantasy stuff. That's why like I'm staying away from fantasy stuff in general. Not that I haven't watched any fantasy stuff at all. I have, but just not this specifically. Tsue to Tsurugi no History. Okay. Might check it out if I'm ever in the knack for watching a fantasy anime. All right. Oh, nice big one coming up here. Tower of God. Wait, before we get into this, how did I rate season one? Just before I start my comments, because this I rated 7 out of 10 apparently. Season one, I believe I rated also 7 out of 10. Ooh, okay, that makes things interesting. I did not know I rated season one the same as season two. Okay, because I actually think season two is not as good as season one. I think most people most people agree with that. Season one is better than season two. Season two did not improve on it. But I can see why I rated them the same. I do think that season two is getting overhated now. This is a similar situation to Blue Lock, right? Where the animation is not great. It's bad actually. It's in a lot of sections of Tower of God. The animation is just not up to par. The year is 2024. I'm sorry, but the standard of animation, especially for an anime that has as much action as Tower of God, right? Tower of God is very much like, I mean, it's a lot of it is like a mystery world building, One Piece like levels of world building. I haven't read the manhwa for Targa because it is a manhwa, right? This is continuation from the first season. So I haven't read the manhwa, but it is supposed to have One Piece levels of good world building. Um, but for something like that has as much action, as much like fighting involved, we are kind of expecting better animation than this. Now, nobody's asking for Studio Mappa Jujutsu levels of animation, right? I didn't say that. I said better than this, okay? This is just not up to par for 2024 standards. We need better than this, okay? All right? We're not asking, again, we're not asking for Mappa animation. But genuinely, even like shonen anime from the 2010s level of animation good would be nice, right? If you can get like Black Clover levels of animation, like Black Clover towards the latter half of Black Clover, when the animation is actually pretty good, like not top tier, not just Gaisen, but pretty good animation, or like the Black Clover movie. Although actually the Black Clover movie was really well animated. That's a movie as well, so that's kind of cheating. But the latter half of Black Clover, way better than it in the first half. Give us that. That's kind of what we've come to expect from an action anime at this point. So, and I feel like because it's an action anime, we do kind of have to rate it harsher on animation, right? Because it's that. If it was something that didn't require, I mean, every anime we're gonna, judge based on animation because it's anime. We're like animation is an important part of it, in my opinion. I think people who are like animation doesn't matter are all clueless. Animation matters absolutely. It's not everything, but it does matter. We're watching anime. We're watching a drawn art form in that's moving. We should hold a certain standard to animation, in my opinion. But despite that, I don't think animation is everything, right? So Tower of God with really good animation, and I think if it properly like adapted the manhwa, because from what I understand the manhwa is peak, Tower of God is probably like a 10 out of 10 anime. Wait, the Answer Studio? That's not the studio that adapted season one, is it? I'm not talking about the 10 out of 10 part. I think it could be like an absolute banger. Wait, they're a producer for Garden of Garden of Words. Okay, I thought like they were just in behind. I was like, wait, what? Well, okay. They've done a bunch of other stuff that I've never heard of. What's Crossroad? It looks cool. I like the poster. I like the poster here. Yeah, I like the character designs. Who made this movie? Came out in 2014. Oh, it's 2 minutes. Okay, right. It's a C. What's a CM? What's a CM? Hmm. It's also Makoto Shinkai, I think. What's C? I'm trying to find out what a CM is. Opening song? I'll Google it later. Kurosu Okay, I'll Google what a CM is later. To enroll in Zikai? Dragon Ball Zikai? I'll figure it out later. Okay, so they've worked with Makoto Shinkai, right? As you can clearly tell by Garden of Words and Crossroad. Then again, they're also doing the second half of this Tower God season. I don't know why Minimalist decided to split them in two. They're part of the same season, but whatever. Tower God does their thing. They've also done the Goku 13 anime. I did not know Goku 13 had an anime. In 2008, really? Golgo 13 has anime. If you guys don't know, Golgo is like one of the best-selling mangas ever. The manga, one of the best-selling mangas of all time, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Like top 10 best-selling manga of all time. I'm fairly sure. This manga is massive. Oh, it came out in 1968. Holy crap. Like, it's an old manga. Yo, I'm going really off topic though. It got a movie as well in 1983. Damn. Go to go. It's still ongoing, by the way? Crazy. Is the author still alive? Wait, important questions have to be asked here. 1936? Is he still be alive? Oh! Did I jinx that? No, there's no, I could have jinxed that. It happened 3 years ago, y'all. He passed away 3 years ago. No, rest in peace. Thank you for your work with Golgo. Rest in peace, bro. Okay. So, but wait, there's another author, or he does the story, but not the art necessarily. 1936 as well. Oh man, also passed away in 2019 though, not in 2028. So 2 years prior. Ah, that sucks. That sucks. He's worked on a lot of things, a lot of anime productions. Okay. Dang. He's an avid golfer. Has also written golf manga. Ah, yeah, that's cool. Okay. Oh, this is Wikipedia source. Okay, got it. Okay. Um. So what happened to Golgo 13 then? If both of the stated authors are deceased, I guess I'll say it like that. I don't know. I did not know Golgo 13 had an anime, but okay. I wonder. So they're the ones behind the Star of God season, season two. Okay, good to know. The Answer Studio. Um, and yeah, while we should hold the animation up to par, what does the season give us regardless? In my opinion, according to mono readers, it adapts the actual content, like the content of the manual, better than season one does, in the sense that it doesn't skip as much. It has a lot more of the dialogue and stuff involved, and I think that's a really good thing because I really like the way the season was directed in the sense of the flow of the episodes and stuff like that, and especially this season more so than the latter half of the season, which is a fall 2034 anime. So I guess we'll talk about it in the fall 2034 anime season. But if you were just looking at this first half, I thought it was really good. I love all the new characters. I love the change in perspective from season one. We had all the main characters, right? All the characters that were following, they're all like super strong, right? These are like the strongest regulars coming into it, right? These are like the OP strong guys. So going into it, you don't know the mindset. What is it like to be just an average person, like an average dude going into this? And that's what season two gives us, right? It gives us Wangnan, this guy, blonde kid. He's just an average kid, right? He just wants to climb the tower, and he's just an average dude, right? He doesn't have any special strengths or skills or anything like that. But you really get to see, okay, what is it like to be an average Joe going trying to climb the tower? And I think it is really well done. It says right there, Wangnan is determined to something to reach the top. Yeah, Wangnan. Uh, I believe Wangnan. I don't remember exactly what his full name was, but yeah. So him and the other guys that Viore Grace. That's the new name they've given him after he quote unquote died in season one, right? Bomb is now called Juviola Grace. I still just call him Bomb. I think most people just call him Bomb regardless. Oh, it says right there Ja Wagnon, by the way. Yeah, it does say Ja Wagnon. It might not be pronounced Ja Wagnon. It might be pronounced Ya Wagnon, because I know J A's will be pronounced Ya in Norwegian at least, but I don't know how it would be pronounced in this context. But yeah, Giulione Grace, oops, is Bomb. Obviously, you can tell from the poster that's Bomb. And he's now joined this organization, and the reason why he's done is because they're threatening to kill his friends from season one if he doesn't cooperate with them. So, and Bomb being the really nice person that he is, right? Cooperates with them, and he still also wants to question Rachel about the conclusion of season one. If you know, you know, right? She's a massive prick. Uh, um. So yeah, I like the new relationships that Bum develops with the different characters. I like the way things flow. I like the character development of the different characters and the way they all at the start hated Bummer, were heavily suspecting him, and to the end wanted to defend him and becoming really good friends with him. And then now he also has the burden of not just his friends that he met in season one, but his friends that he also met in season two. So I thought it was really beautiful, and the way Kun comes back at like the later parts of this season, see this first half. The way Kun comes back and does his thing. Oh, I thought it was so well done. So yeah, everything was really really good. As always, when it comes to manga adaptations, other than Solo Leveling, I guess, because holy crap, Solo Leveling was amazing. As always, when it comes to these adaptations, though, it seems like we need to do a better job of actually adapting the content and you know keeping the conversations in, right? Because it seems like you better read the because it seems like if you wanna be more caught up on Tower of God, you should probably just read the manga instead of watching the anime. But I do really enjoy the anime for what it is. I will say though, now I know this is the summer season, not the fall season, but the second half of Tower of God, which is part of the fall season, is, in my opinion, not as good as his first half. It's kind of devolved into this. It's kind of developed into this like weird, like it's not a tournament arc, but like we're doing this workshop battle thing, and they all have to fight each other for like the crown to become the. It's kind of like a mini tour. It's basically a tournament arc. And I have not enjoyed it quite as much as I enjoy this, where we get to see the characters and the way they interact with each other, and the way they complement each other. Because for me, that's the most interesting part of anime. To be honest, the characters. I mean, the characters for me are the most important part of an anime. If you have good characters, you'll make me enjoy the anime. So I think this part did a better job than the second part with the workshop battle. But at the same time, I think I would enjoy the workshop battle better because there's so much action and fighting if it had good animation. But the animation is very poor a lot of the times. It doesn't. It's not such a detriment that will make me go, "Oh, it is a 5 out of 10. This is mid," but it's not the 9 out of 10 it could have been with good animation and perhaps better direction and including more of the stuff in the manga. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Tower of God. Shikanoko no Konoko Koshitantan. It's this anime, by the way. Just like you all, I could not say the full name of this when I first read it, but I've read it, read it so many times and also sung the theme song, the opening song of this so many times that I've just become yeah, I just memorized the name Shikanoko no Konoko Koshitantan, right? It's just something that you'll know if you've listened to the opening enough times. Now, this anime is just complete brain rot, right? I haven't actually seen it complete. It's made by Wit Studio as well. Holy crap, what are you doing, Wit? Uh, so, work on One Piece. What are you doing? Work on the One Piece remake. Stop doing this. Um, but yeah, with this anime, it's just complete brain rot. A lot of people saying that it gives them Nichijou vibes, and Nichijou, I guess, is the original brain rot in that sense. But I haven't seen Nichijou fully. To be fair, I've only seen clips for the most part. But with Shikanoko or Deer, what is it called in English? Deer something. I'll just call it Shikanoko. Shikanoko, it's just complete brain rot. I've seen three episodes actually. Yeah. It might have been before I've seen. I'm not quite sure, but it might have been before. But yeah, it's just complete brain rot. That's yeah. I did not need to watch 12 episodes to understand it's complete brain rot. It's fun if you're into that. If you're just, it's great to just turn your brain off and take this for whatever it is. But yeah, there's that. Next is Heroine. I did not watch this. I know, I should have. I did watch the first couple episodes, but I just did not find the time to watch the rest of it. I know it's really, really good. Or apparently it's really good. A lot of people praised it highly, and I love the characters, right? I love like the animation as well. Like the artwork was so good. I know I'd have loved the rest of it, but yeah, unfortunately, did not finish it. I did only watch the first two episodes. Maybe even I think I watched the first 3 episodes. In fact, I did watch like a decent bit into it, like a quarter of it, but I just didn't finish it, unfortunately. But it was very very interesting. I will say that, and I did enjoy the like romance and like almost like the drama that was going on between like episode 3 or whatever, between like the two girls and the guy. Like the way they were arguing was really interesting. But yeah, unfortunately. Next we have Isekai Shikaku. Now this I did watch. I watched this with some friends. It's not for me. I'll be honest. I should also put it as something that I've watched. Yeah, I've completed this. See, this is what I mean. Like, I'm glad I'm making this video because all of a sudden, I never would have like yeah, give it a 5. Or is it even a 4? No, it's a 5. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that mid. It's mid, but it's not good. So yeah, it's not for me, but it's not bad. It's again in general for the general viewer, it's not bad. It's just not my type of thing. So if you don't know what this is all about, right? We basically got uh the Osamu Dazai. Wait, how do you say his name again? You know the real life manga author Osamu does it doesn't wait, this is oh his name is just Sensei. Right, they just call him Sensei. But I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be like Osamu Dazai, right? Or inspiration of him. So yeah, he is an author and whatever, and then he gets reincarnated after attempting to commit suicide with his girlfriend, with his lover. It says, yeah, lover. No, it says right there actually. But then a truck bangs them. Obviously, the Chokyun comes in. They get isekai'd. Um, now, you might be saying, "Oh, Amin, do you just dislike this, or you found it made just because it's a fantasy isekai?" No, I mean, yeah, I'm burnt out of fantasy isekai, but that's not necessarily why I didn't this one for me. We'll get into it. But yeah, when he arrives in this other world, there's this girl, Yvette. What was her name? Yvette? I forgot. Something at. You might say here. Where is it? Annette. There. Yeah. There you go. I should probably just be. Honestly, you guys should just read the description better than what I could describe it as. But he goes into this other world, and then she's like, "You're an other worlder, right?" So they know about isekai people. There's other people who are isekai just like him, right? So she's like, "But you're another worlder. You should help us like beat the demon king, or whatever." And he's like, he doesn't care. He wants to commit suicide, and then everything he does is trying to die. And the whole gag joke of the entire show is that basically bro beats all the bad guys or all like the opposition by something along the lines of like wanting to die, but it somehow works against the opponents that they're fighting, and they end up getting beat instead. Like stupid stuff like, okay, um, he drinks poison because he wants to die, and then the friggin' villain has like a tiger, and then he tells the tiger, "Go kill him, go eat him up." And the tiger bites into him and then drinks the poison and dies or whatever, and that's how the villain loses. Stuff like that. The humor might have worked the first time, but like in episode 10, when I've seen it like 5 times, I'm like, again, oh, guess what? He's gonna try to overdose on pills. Oh, he might die. Oh, him dying actually spooks the villain, and now the villain loses. Like it's the same joke over and over. I did not. It wasn't. I didn't particularly find it funny the first time. I could have stuck around with it if they got more creative with it, but at least for me, they didn't. None of the characters seemed that interesting. I only watched this anime to completion because my friends really liked it, and I was like, "Alright, I'll watch it with you all, fine." Not because I actually liked it. I would never watch all 12 episodes of this on my own. I'd watch 1, 2 episodes at most, and then I'd drop it. No cap. So, so that's my opinion. But if that sounds like it could be your thing, right? The main character really wants to commit suicide every episode, and like it's very comedic, right? I can see how it could be funny if that's your sense of humor, right? Main character really wants to commit suicide, but it always backfires on everyone else because everyone else has certain expectations of this guy, and then by the end, everyone starts believing in him because like the Annette girl and then this girl like they start believing in him because like at the start they're like he's hopeless, but then wanting to commit suicide is actually like the biggest trump card ever. Oh, and there's also an author. Did I mention that? He's reincarnated also Midazai, right? So he's an author and he writes like the stories of the villains, and then his ability is then to send the villains, which were always other. The villains are like other worlders typically, and he'll send them back to the human world. and then they'll have to like atone for whatever they did when they died or whatever, something along those lines. If you're into that, this can be your thing. If not, you can join me and not enjoy it that much. So yeah, there's that. All right, I think I've talked about Isekai Shikaku enough. Next we have, isn't this? I've seen the first episode of this, I believe. I've seen the first two episodes, I believe, and then I dropped it. Days from the Stepsister. Oh, yeah, I did. I did watch the first episode of this. I watched the first at least three episodes of this, if not four. And then I dropped it. This is the anime. It was very chill, by the way. This anime is like no drama whatsoever, right? It's like this romance, right? And obviously it's him and his stepsister. Y'all know what the deal is, right? Stepsister. Woo! Honestly, I'm so glad I don't have a stepsister in real life, and that like I don't know anyone either that has a stepsister. Not because there's anything wrong with that or anything, or having a stepbrother. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but boy, stuff like this anime makes it like, and stuff like um domestic girlfriend. I mean, it's in the name, domestic girlfriend. Stuff like that anime. It just makes like step siblings. It just like makes these relationships that shouldn't be weird into something that is extremely weird for no reason. Like, stop it. Like, but Am's gonna keep doing it, and all the media are gonna keep doing it. If you know, you know. I don't have to mention it, but yeah. Um, biggest thing I got from this time is that the two main characters are very like chill, like it's very calm. I don't even know who these girls in the background are. I don't know if I've met them, but the main character are very like the way they talk to each other is like very like, hey, I'm gonna make some food. It's like, okay, yeah, okay. Do you like cleaning? Yeah, I like cleaning. I've cleaned a lot since I was a kid. Oh, okay. Hmm. If you want, I can dry the dishes if you later. Okay, yeah, you do that. All right. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now. And then, like, let's say the guy goes to, goes to bed. Then she knocks on his door, right? And he's like, yeah, you can come in. And then she comes in and she's like, and she's also like new to the house or whatever, right? Because she's just introduced. She's like, I don't really know how do house chores here in this. Like, how do you like want me to clean the bathroom? And he said like, oh, you don't need to clean the bathroom. I can just do it for you. And then she was like, okay. Are you doing this because I'm your stepsister, or are you doing this because you're kind of into me? And he's like, what? Are you saying I'm? It's kind of like it's kind of like that, and then, like they try to weave romance into it. Basically, those kind of conversations. I went on for way longer than I was expecting to there, but it's those kind of conversations basically, over and over. And it's not bad. It's not bad. Like I honestly kind of enjoyed it, like those kind of conversations, and it felt very adult despite them being teenagers. Like it felt like they were having very adult conversations. Like you see the way I was talking, and especially in anime, right, where everything is so exaggerated, people are so exaggerated. But even in real life, teenagers do not act that like mature for their age. Like they were talking like very mature. Like, yeah, okay, I'll reflect upon my actions. Sorry, man. Like that kind of speech, like you would expect that from teenagers, not even from 20-year olds. I'm saying this because I know I'm 22. I don't act like this. This is crazy. But yeah, I didn't finish it, so we'll move it there. I don't think I watched a single episode of this, but I'm also burnt out on fantasy, like I said earlier. So I feel like I see I'm burnt out fantasy every season, but maybe like there's just so much fantasy or isekais. Fantasy is kind of not the same thing, but like Freeman is not an isekai, for example. But maybe it's because Sony's coming out each season that I think I'm burnt out, but really it's just like there's just such a enormous magnitude of them. Gigi Harem, yeah, all right, but I did not watch that. I did watch The Elusive Samurai. This was good. It's about this kid who, well, we're actually, interestingly enough, it's a little bit historical, right? Um, it's a historical like I believe it's a show. I believe it's considered shonen, but it's based on like what 15th, 14th century Japan. I don't really remember. Like Japan hundreds of years ago, all right. At some point, when you had samurais and that ninjas and that running about, you don't got those anymore, do you? Nah, but hundreds of years ago, right? you were looking at this from the perspective of like the bad guy seen historically, right? Or like the main character, the main kid is actually the bad guy, at least historically, right? And the main villain here is actually someone in Japanese history is considered like a great man. He did like a lot of things. He did a lot of restorations, apparently, right? In real life, right? Apparently, like I'm quoting someone that told me this from his knowledge. I haven't looked this up myself, but from what I understand, so do not take what I say for absolute fact. Um, but this guy, the villain, he in real life at least, right? He was a good guy, but he took down other samurai lords or different leaders of different like different shoguns, right? He had to like he killed the previous shogun, I believe, and then became the shogun himself. He did this person in real life and in the anime. So in the anime, he kills the shogun, and now we're following the child of the shogun, right? That's his son that this man killed. That in history he's praised, but in this anime he's made to be like a villain, and because he killed the main character's dad, right? And obviously the main character's not gonna be happy about that. So the main character then actually receives the help of a character that isn't in the poster at all, actually, but a some sort of time traveler. We don't actually know what his deal is, but maybe he's a time traveler. But he seems like he definitely has some future knowing abilities. He definitely knows what's going on in the future somehow. He can predict the future in some form of ways because he tells Tokiyuki, who's the main character. I did not mean to click that. He tells Tokiyuki to take certain actions, and they always work out in his favor. So Tokiyuki gains this future traveler person's trust. He or the future traveler person gains Tokiyuki's trust, and he also gives him some retainers that will work for Tokiyuki um, in their quest to hopefully one day take back the country from this guy who almost seems godly. Like whenever we see this man fight, he does things that are not human. They don't make sense. So yeah, that's what this anime is about. There's a lot of comedy involved, a lot of gore involved too. Not necessarily expected to be as gory as it is. Great colors. I love the use of colors in this anime. And especially in the first episode, really good animation. That first episode, the first two episodes were really well animated, but we still had a lot of great animation sequences in later episodes. But some iffy 3D CG situations too. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, I'm not super harsh on animation like that. We've seen that with Tower Girl, right? Like I've moved, I've grown past. I say I've grown past. I've never really been that big on animation. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. I liked it. I've never been an animation freak to like need animation to be good in an anime. But yeah, that's in general what Elusive Samurai was. What the deal with this Elusive Samurai was. I really liked it. And yeah, it kind of gave me like shonen vibes, but like mixed with samurai. Like Rurouni Kenshi's kind of like kind of gives me those kind of vibes too. Like it's a shonen anime because it is. It came out Shonen Jump, but it also is kind of, like a. We deal with the Shinsengumi period, of the Meiji era of Japan. So it's historical, but it's not 100% accurately historical, but it's fairly accurate because you have historical figures in the anime that die at the same time as they do in real life. It's kind of like Villain Saga. Both Elusive Samurai and um, and and Rurouni Kenshin are kind of like Villain Saga. So if you know anything about Villain Saga, you'll know it's the same thing. It's like the events in Villain Saga are somewhat historical accurate, but there's also like a lot of fiction in there involved. Orb is the same thing. Orb is an anime coming out this season, which is like some historical accurate facts, also a lot of fiction about it. Orb is about heliocentrism and stuff like that. Oh boy, I'll get into Orb next season. But I'll get into Orb next season because Orb is an amazing anime. I'll talk about that when we do the next season review. So, yeah. Regarding Elusive Samurai, I thought it was really good. I just gave it a 7, as you saw a second ago. I enjoyed it. I'm definitely gonna watch season 2 when that comes out. Um, well, but if it comes out next year, I might be too busy with being in Germany and all. But If certainly if there's a time off my schedule, I'll be watching Lucy Samurai season 2. Yeah. Okay. Is this is oh this is the guy that can parry everything? Wait, do I remember this? Did I remember seeing this? Let's look at the synopsis. Physical continent. Okay. Uh-huh. No, I did not see this. I was gonna say like maybe I watched the first 2 episodes of this, but it was so forgettable that I forgot. No, I did not watch. Did not watch that. Isekai Suicide Squad. I heard a lot of hype about this before it came out, and I think I might have talked about it too in the spring anime video that I might have watched this, but I never ended up watching it, and it ended up kind of being a flop. Like all hype died after like the first 2 3 episodes. Like I heard some discussion about it the first 2 episodes, and obviously before it came out, and from the announcement everything. But yeah, it seems like it kind of flopped. It had 10 episodes. Okay, it seems like it kind of flopped. People started saying it wasn't good towards the end, and people didn't like it as much. Another name of which studio this season, Shikanoko being the other one. So yeah, I didn't watch this, but that's what I heard. Not as big of a flop as trying to remember the name of that anime. Ninja Kami. I remembered it. Ninja Kami. Now that was a big flopper. I didn't even finish Ninja Kami because I was just like I loved the first 3 4 episodes, and then I reached episode 6 or 7, and then I kind of got bored and I heard that the ending was trash, so I never bothered continuing. To be honest with you, so I was like, okay. So yeah, this was apparently a flop. Kind of went off the radar eventually. So I guess I reminded you guys that it existed. I kind of forgot it existed before now. So yeah, but I'm also not the biggest DC fan either. Like Harley Quinn, I guess she's cool. You know, the Joker is cool, but like I've never actually. I have seen a Batman movie before, but I've never actually properly seen a Batman movie before because I've only seen Batman Returns. Is that the No, that's not the. Is that the Michelle Pfeiffer? What's her name? Michelle Pfeiffer? Which movie was the one? I think it's Batman Returns from like 1993. I believe Catwoman was Michelle Pfeiffer and what's his name? That one dude was Batman. No, Mike Keaton. Michael Keaton was it? Was Batman in 1983? 1983 Batman Returns. That's the only Batman movie I watched. I watched it when I was a kid. But again, it's been so long since I watched the movie. I don't remember the plot of it at all. And again, I watched it as a kid when I probably shouldn't have. I don't know if you'd you should be letting a 5 6 year old or however old I was watch Batman Returns or any Batman movie. But beyond that, I haven't seen a single Batman movie. I've just heard so many references. I've heard so many other people talking about it, and that's how I've gotten all my Batman knowledge since. So it's not like from the get go this was super high for me, like even from the trailers and stuff. But I would have watched it. It seemed cool. Like the trailer did seem cool, but yeah, I just never continued it. Next, we have Fairy Tail: The 100 Years Quest. Now, Fairy Tail. See the infamous Fairy Tail. Right? I mean, this time has gotten so much hate, right? Uh, oh, it's confirmed to have 25 episodes. Okay, so we're almost done. Okay, I think I've seen like 21 or 22 at this point. I don't think I've seen 20. I think I've seen 21 or 22. Okay, because this was a question mark for the longest time. They had never confirmed the amount of episodes we were gonna have for Fairy Tail. But okay, good to know now. So, Fairy Tail. Like I was saying, like I was saying, yeah, this time has gotten a lot of hate throughout the years, decades at this point, right? A decade and a half since the first season came out, since the first like 150 episodes came out. Me, I've always loved Fairy Tail. Okay, I'll be honest. I mean, I did also watch it for the first time when I was 10 years old. Like, I vividly remembered when season one or the first top part finished, and then they announced Fairy Tail 2014. Like, I vividly remember when they announced Fairy Tail 2014, and I watched Fairy Tail 2014 weekly. And the title of the anime is literally Fairy Tail parentheses 2014. Do you understand how crazy that is? 2014 is 10 years ago now. It's almost 11 years ago. 2025 is next year. almost 11 years ago. 10 years ago was 2014. And I remember when that anime was announced in like 2013, 2012, whatever. That was also around the time I was watching Attack on Titan season 1. Okay, we're talking old days. So for me, Fairy Tail is extremely nostalgic. Okay, that's my point, right? It's very nostalgic to me. I've always loved it. I did get into it when I was a kid, so that is also like the best time to watch a fairy tale. To be honest, like um, between the ages of like 10 and 16, 17. I think 10, 16, 17 is probably like that's around about the age where fairy tale appealed the most to you, and that's definitely the age I watched fairy tale, and that's why it appealed a lot to me. But to this day, man, I still stand by that the soundtrack of Fairy Tail is one of the best in all of anime. Like, you cannot tell me the Fairy Tail theme is not a freaking banger. I'm not gonna play it now because of copyright. But man, that violin, the that come on, that's literally amazing. It is so good. I mean, the entire soundtrack is so good, right? Like, bring up Dragon Fury. Oh man, there's so many, so much Roar of the Fire Dragon. Like, there's so many good soundtracks in Fairy Tail, right? But beyond that, I also found myself very interested in the characters, right? I know people like to trash on the power of friendship and stuff, but I did really connect with the characters and that power of friendship. It made me feel at home. And apparently Hiro Mashima, the person who wrote the manga Fairy Tail and Eden Zero, that's another manga that I read. I read Eden Zero as well. That concluded recently. The entire manga did. Uh, but apparently he was lonely, and that's part of why he created his mangas, right? To like, it helped him like be like make like a friendship feeling and to convey that to others. And to me, it worked really well because I wasn't necessarily the person who had the most friends when I was younger and watching Fairy Tail. So watching Fairy Tail made me feel like, okay, yeah, the Fairy Tail Guild, Natsu, and the rest, right? They're my friends, they're my family, and that's the thing. They weren't just friends; they were family. Like, they would treat each other like family. It was great. So I definitely felt very connected to Fairy Tail, and that's why I really loved it. And to this day, I still stand by Erza as one of the best female characters in all of shonen anime. I don't care what anyone says that she's amazing, and she's loved for good reason, and she's popular for good reason, if you ask me. So yeah. Now I've just talked about Fairy Tail in general, not the 100 Years Quest exactly. So the 100 Years Quest, at least how it is so far, I've seen 20, 21, 22 episodes out of the 25. So there's really not much left to go. Um, Basically, I'm not gonna talk about Fairy Tail as a whole. It's like 400 episodes. We're not gonna like describe and go through all of it, but you know, we finished off with the events of Fairy Tail, right? The original Fairy Tail, and we dealt with I was gonna say Alcatraz for a second, but it was like Kingdom of Alvarez, something like that. We've dealt with that kingdom. And the Grand Magic Games, by the way. I know I've gone off topic again, but the Grand Magic Games of original Fairy Tail, one of my favorite arcs ever. I love the Grand Magic Games. But yeah, going into the 100 Years Quest, right? We've dealt with all the big issues. So, and also the Fairy Tail guilds have become extremely overpowered, right? Like, they become really strong. Okay, their magic uh, capacity has become so high. So what Natsu and the main characters, basically. I mean, not the entire Fairy Tail, but Natsu and the main characters of the Guild of Fairy Tail. So Natsu, Lucy, Gray, Wendy, and the Exceeds. Nah, okay, I'm not gonna do them like that. Happy and Charulu, or Carla as she's called in English, but Charuru as she's called in Japanese. And I hear Happy call her Charuru all the time, so I become call her Charuru too. But Carla, whatever, and obviously Urza. They've gone on a quest. Guess what? The 100 Years Quest. Woo! But they've got basically gone to the northern continent. I think it's. I don't remember what the continent was called. It might say here. On the northern of Giltina. Boom! Look at me go. So they've gone to the northern continent, and after them to Fairy Tail, they've taken out Acnologia, by the way, the massive, big bad dragon. And they're now going to the other continent, Giltina, right? And they meet this guild. They go to this guild, which is apparently like the first guild ever. I don't know how much the synopsis says. that can be quelled by seeing them away. Okay, the synopsis doesn't get as good of a job as I do, so I'm gonna play to you guys what happens. So they go to this continent and they go to the first guild ever made before Fairy Tail, before Lamia Steel, before Sabertooth, right? Before the Pegasus, Blue Pegasus, is that what it's called? Something Pegasus. Before Lamia Scale is what I was trying to say earlier. Before all these guilds are made, the first guild ever, I really forgot what the guild was called. And they meet a guy there who's like hundreds of years old, right? And he's also like he first appears as a dragon, but then he turns into his human form. And I mean that's what something that apparently all dragons can do now. Like really strong dragons can all turn to human form, but that's just like an appearance they don to seem like more friendly or more approachable to humans. So he's like this dragon, I guess. I don't know. He turns a human, and he tells them, "Hey, yo, you mages, wizards. Like, what do you want? They're wizards, not mages. Or I don't know what the difference between a mage and a wizard is. I'll be honest. Whatever, no. They both use magic, so whatever. But then he's like, "Yo, wizards, what do you want?" And then they're like, "Yeah, I don't know. We've heard that there's like a quest we can take here, and they heard this from Kana's dad, who's Shanks B Tech Shanks, aka Gildarts. And Gildarts attempted this quest, but he failed horribly and almost died. So he returned back to Magnolia, which is where Fairy Tail is located. Right, that's the place they're at. So they're like, okay, yeah, we want to try this quest. And then the man is like, yeah, this is the 100 years quest because we first, released it or put it out 100 years ago, and nobody since then or since its release has managed to complete it. And it's been 100 years. That's what's called the 100 years quest. And the quest is basically to kill all five powerful dragon gods that exist in the world, or you can find in the northern continent, I guess, right? And the reason why nobody succeeds is because they're all ultra powerful dragons. Like each one of them is supposedly as strong as Acnologia, and if you saw the original Fairy Tail, you'll know how difficult it is to just to beat Acnologia himself. But it seems like our Fairy Tail gang wanted to try. Gildart's failed, but our main crew, Fairy Tail wanted to try it out. They want to try beating all these five dragon gods. And they quickly, are told that yeah, you can actually kill them. They're too powerful. So what you do instead, because they're immortal, basically, you can't kill them. You seal them, right? That is the second option: is to seal them. If you seal them very for good, that also counts as completing the quest. So Fairy Tail, or our crew gang of Fairy Tail, accepts the quest. They're like, all right, let's go bet. And they then, follow their first lead, according to the old man, who actually has faith in them, because Datsu and these guys are the ones that beat Technologia, who's supposedly as powerful as the five Dragon Gods. So he has faith in them, and he goes as far as to say, if these guys can't do it, if these guys can't complete the 100 years quest, no one else can do it, right? So they go for the first lead to find the Water Dragon God, who's this guy. He's the Water Dragon God you see in the cover. And while they do that, there's another mysterious girl named Toka over in Magnolia. And why is she mysterious? Because, well, she wants to do a whiteout. Now, this is not some racist There's no racist undertones going on here. I am black, don't worry. No, she just wants to, you know, remove the excess magical energy in the world that they're in, right? She's saying that Fairy Tail is the strongest guild in the world, right? So we gotta clear out the magic. There's too much magic. The Wizards of Fairy Tail have too much magic. We gotta take care of them. So she's kind of being a sussy little girly there, but she's also presenting herself as a cute girl that's a big fan of Natsu, by the way. She says she sims for Natsu, is a big fan of Natsu, right? So, the Fairy Tail crew accepts and then goes on their hunt to seal or beat or mostly they're gonna try to seal them, beat the five dragons. One of the five dragons, this guy, is apparently Ignil's son, so he's actually Natsu's, like, kind of Natsu's brother in a sense. So that's another interesting thing that comes up. And yeah, that's what the 100 Years Quest is all about. Other than that, it's more fairy tale goodness. If you've seen original fairy tale, it's more of that. If you enjoy that, you're gonna enjoy this. I'm watching this because I still love fairy tale. You know, I probably wouldn't watch this if it's like if I didn't watch fairy tale as a kid. Basically, I have nostalgia for it. I probably wouldn't watch this, but I still really like fairy tale, and it's always gonna get hate. But I'll always stand behind that. I enjoy it, and whatever I enjoy, I like. And I watch regardless of what other people say. Okay. Next anime. Himeta Company Studio. Is this? No, it's not. Okay. No, I don't know what this is. I thought for a second this was Buchigiri. When did that come out? When did Buchigiri come out? We barely come through this season, by the way. That came out in winter. Okay, that came out earlier than I was expecting. Okay, that's not that anime though. Okay. Did not watch this. Did not watch this. Did I watch this? I don't think I watched that. No. Shosubin series. I did watch this. This was really good. This is like basically autism the anime, as my friend called it. It says mystery, but that's basically what it is. But the mysteries are a lot of times are very mundane. Not always. Some mysteries are very, very like serious and solemn. But not always. But basically, you have these high schooler kids that always like want to find a solution to problems, like even the most like tiny problems ever, right? Like, how did someone like the one of my favorite episode is still gotta be episode 2. So if you're interested in watching Shosumi series, watch the first 2 episodes. If you don't get hooked by episode 2, you're not gonna like the rest of the 10 episodes. So my favorite still episode 2 is like, all right, how did this man manage to brew tea without uh dirtying the spoon, the teaspoon, or the sink or whatever, right? Now I'm not gonna spoil how he did. It was I don't exactly remember like how what the exact like plot thread was there, but it was something along those lines, and like the entire episode was spent on finding that out. The entire episode 2 was hilarious. I was laughing all the way through as they're making theories. I'm like, is it really that serious? Also, can't you just literally ask him? He's right behind you. But no, these two like as my friend says, they have autism. They've gotta figure it out. They've gotta seriously figure it out on their own. So they and that's what this Italian anime is about. Honestly, episode 2 is like the best way to describe this anime in a nutshell. That's basically what it's about. So now that specific mystery was a bit mundane. It didn't have any seriously big consequences. Like the suit is not gonna change your life, but I guess this kind of type of anime, this type of thing can help you think more creatively, try and expand your mind in a sense. But it's not actually really that serious. Other than the point where she actually gets kidnapped, and then that's when he has to solve a mystery of like, okay, why has she gotten kidnapped? For what reason? How? Whatever. You know, that's when it gets stuff like that. It gets real serious. Like, okay, no, this is not just a joke mystery anymore. But for the most part, it's just joke mysteries. And if you're into that, you can be into that. If you've seen Hyoka, by the way, same author that wrote Hyoka wrote this. I believe he actually wrote this before he wrote Hyoka, but then he wrote Hyoka, finished writing Hyoka, and then he's still continuing writing this later on. So he's still writing this right now. I think it's still ongoing, if I'm correct. Or Hyoka might also still be ongoing. I'm not sure actually. But okay, so if you've seen Hyoka, enjoy Hyoka, you might enjoy this because it's a little bit more of Hyoka. I personally enjoyed Hyoka a little bit more. I should also add this to my list. Should I? Did I add everything else to my list? I did list everything to my list, didn't I? I did. I did. I should add this to my list as well. Shoshimin, I should say. Shoshimin series. Yeah. I completed it. Was it? Out of 10. It's not as good as Hyoka. I'll give it a 7. I actually don't know what I rated Hyoka. Did I rate Hyoka 9 out of 10? We can check. I don't think I did. I probably would have rated it 8 out of 10. It's not as good as Hyoka. That's what I'm saying. Like if Hyoka's an 8, this is a 7. I rated Hyoka 7. Damn. Wait, really, Emin? I'm. I'll leave that rating. I don't. I thought I for sure gave this an 8. Sorry, Hyoka fans. I guess I gave it a 7. I feel like I gave Hyoka an 8. I remembered wrong. I could change it now, but I won't. I made that decision back then. I guess I stand by it. I guess. Okay. Yeah. I enjoyed this though. It's not bad. I think for me, if you want a mystery that like if you, like, you might be asking like why it's not higher rated than 3M, right? Like you haven't said anything negative about it. I Then I'll say what it is. Not for Hyoka, but for this specifically. Like, or I guess kind of for Hyoka too. If you want a mystery to be that's really gonna get me fully going like, oh yeah, this is peak. You gotta give me something like a Death Note or a Monster, right? If you've seen Death Note or Monster, you know those. Well, Death Note is not really a mystery actually. My fault, my fault. Death Note is not a mystery. I'm stupid. You gotta give me a monster, okay? But definitely is a similar vein in the sense that like you gotta give me that type of um like suspense, like thoroughly connected plot, like like well thought out plot that like it evolves somewhere, like that goes to a goal, right? And you're following the plot as you're following the characters grow. Now, it's not the characters don't have character development or that they don't grow in Shou Shimin series. It's more that the episodes very episodic. At best, we're getting 2 connected episodes, or I think one arc was like had 3 connected episodes. For the most part, one episode, one episode, one episode, 2 episodes are connected to each other, right? So it's very episodic, and while the characters do grow and stuff like that, it's like they're not the episodes are not very connected, and in general, for me in anime, which is I'm glad like anime nowadays is different than anime was in the 90s and stuff. In general, episodic animes don't strike as well with me, don't strike the same chord with me, and it's not a minor. Ba, 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 ba. Dun, 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 dun. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. That's the biggest one this year, isn't it? It is the biggest one this year. Okay, I've gone very. I had to do that. So yeah, typically I enjoy more continuous seasons where the episodes, are relevant to each continued episode is relevant to the previous episode. At least the plot has an overarching type of thing. But Shoshimi series don't really have that. I guess Hyoko doesn't really have that either. But at least Hyoko has more arcs that are connected with each other. So 3-4 episodes are in common, and then another 3-4 episodes are in common, and then the longest arc has like 5 episodes in common. But again, Orc also doesn't really have an overarching thing the same way. So, but that's the kind of limitation you have when you have a mystery like this, where it's all mystery. You don't have like a bigger plot line going on, like with Death Note yet Alan Light, which I know it's not a mystery in the same way at least, but you know what I mean. Or in Monster, right? You have a bigger overarching mystery of like Johan and him being a serial killer, and like how is he, where is he at, how is he performing these kills, and who really is he, where was he born, where stuff like that. Shows Me Series doesn't really have that, so it doesn't drive me the same way. So I enjoy the mysteries for what they are, but nothing else, if that makes sense. Nier Automata versus 1.1a Part 2. I watched the first episode of 1.1a Part 1. So this Part 2 is come out. Second core. Okay, has a high rating, so we enjoy it. I think for me, I'd rather play the video game. That's a big reason why I didn't watch the first part either. I really want to play the video game before I watch this. If I ever choose to, I probably will never watch this. But first, let me get into the actual video game, right? What is this? Did I watch this? What's it called? Our last, oh, see, it's the second season. Okay, I've clearly not seen the third season. The poster does not look, um, poster does not look um familiar. Okay, this is the Lieutenant anime, isn't it? It's wholesome. What's it called again in English? The magical girl and the evil lieutenant used to be arch enemies, arch enemies, arch enemies. Arch, yeah, arch arch enemies doesn't make sense. Arch enemies, arch enemies. Holy crap, that word really made me struggle. Studio Bones actually. Yeah, I thought this was fairly mid. I did watch it. It only has half-length episodes, so if that motivates you to watch it, it's 12 episodes, but it's 12 minutes per episode. So really, you're watching a 6 episode anime rather than a 12 episode anime. And I mean, yeah, the title of the anime honestly summarizes it pretty well, right? You have a evil lieutenant and a cute magical girl, and the evil lieutenant is supposed to be against the magical girl, right? The magical girls are supposed to be, against the evils, right? They're supposed to save the world, whatever. But the little girl here was actually more or less forced to become a magical girl, and then he kind of finds her so cute that he can't be bothered, like seeing killing her or seeing her or putting her in prison or whatever. So instead they spend the time like drinking tea together and stuff like that. And he's trying to his best to hide it from his colleagues that he's actually befriended her and stuff like that. And he has to try to maintain his image as the lieutenant of the eel army. And it's just was just a cute, wholesome comedy series. I thought it was just made as hell though. The jokes similar to the other anime we talked about earlier, Isekai Shikaku. The joke is the same way. So if, in my opinion, if you see episode 1, maybe episode 2, you've seen every episode. It's the same thing. One interesting character that does appear is this girl. She just appears like 7 episodes in or whatever, and she's kind of like limits it up a little bit when she starts swearing, and every time she screams and swears, and then you hear a loud beep every time she talks on screen, and like they actually censored it, like she beeps, but she'll say like swear words in English, and it'll be censored. That brought a fun little twist to it, but for the most part, it's the same joke over and over. That's why it's made. I guess it's wholesome. It's like a wholesome thing to like just relax your brain and not think too much on. But other than that, it's nothing too crazy. So pretty mid for me. I did rate it, didn't I? Yeah, okay, we can go to the next one. Senpai wa otoko no ko. Is this my senpai is a boy or something? What does that mean in English? My cross-dressing senpai. Because I was like, I know what senpai mean. I know what wa means. I know what otoko means. Otoko is a man or male or whatever. But my senpai is cross-dressing. So cross-dressing as male? I feel like I've seen the first episode of this, haven't I? Well, you know what? Because it doesn't look familiar enough, I'm not gonna talk about it. Feels like I've seen it for sure, but I haven't. Is this the slime one? What is this? Read the Kids Will Adventure? No, it's not the slime one. Okay, it's not this one. Alright. I've not seen this one either. Atri? I don't dislike the poster, but I've not seen it. I've not seen this. It's a second season. Is this that Ecchi series? Wait a minute. How did this get a second season? No, it's an Ecchi anime. You never underestimate them. Yeah, it is this anime. It came out last year. Yeah, I remember it. Actually, I'm not surprised that it got a second season. Never mind. That did seem like a solid anime fact. Fair enough. You're valid. Is this the red hair? Is this Akagami? But skip. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen this either. VTuber anime. Interesting. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Bye Bye Earth. I have unfortunately seen this. Um, you can tell by the way I'm talking about it that yeah, I don't have much to say. I'm just gonna let's just move swiftly past this. Let's give it a 3 out of 10. um, honestly, I don't even know where to begin trying to describe this anime. It's uh let's just go with honestly. If you want to watch a fantasy anime this season, watch this other one that that seemed like people enjoyed it more. At least had a higher rating, I guess. I don't know if that matters to you at all or not. Up to you. Bye Bye Earthman. It was not promised at all, bro. From episode 1, I was clocked out. I'm not gonna lie to you. from episode one. Like some concepts seem interesting from what I remember, but other than that, I was clocked the hell out. Like you have this like a world where like some people are human, like no, not some people are humans. People are like animals. So like everyone is a furry, but the main character is not a furry, and like she's like weird because she's not a furry, and she communicates with her sword, and then man, bro, just give it. Yeah, I've already given it a 3. I want to give it a 3 out of 10 again because it was just not good. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's so many better fantasy anime to watch out there. The only reason to watch this because my friends wanted to watch this, but I never watched this myself. So there you go, y'all. I was thoroughly disappointed by this. Like even by fantasy standards, this was so mid and forgettable that I've already forgotten most of the plot. It was so mid. All right. Boku no Tsuma wa Kanjo ga nai. Wait a minute. Your wife is a what? My wife is a has no emotion. Okay. All right. See, this is the point I get where it's like I understand Japanese to the point where like okay, I'll understand half of this, but the other half I'm like, my wife has or is something, but I don't know what kanjo ga nai. So kanjo means emotion. Interesting. Boku no tsuma wa kanjo ga nai. Okay, kanjo is emotion. Good to know. Kanjo. Okay, that makes sense actually. So apparently this is this guy and he's got a wife that is. Well, of course your wife has no emotion. She's a robot. I just noticed. She's a robot arm. Oh nah, bro. This is Gen Z's future. Wait, is she actually a proper robot? Damn. She. she's actually she's actually connected to the plug and everything. She's connected to electricity. Wait, that's hilarious. Wait, she's just straight up a robot. Wait, I don't want to watch it too long because of let's see. Wait a minute. Damn, I did not watch a single episode of this, but this looks kind of fun actually. I think I'd enjoy this. Wait. Oh wow. She just is a robot. Nah, bro. I think I'd enjoy it. But that's your wife though. Oh, now bro. This is my wife too, bro. This is our future. Gen Z's future. Like I said, I'm Gen Z. Yeah, this is our future, bro. Hell yeah, bro. Wait, what did I see again? I saw something. Hell yeah, bro. And because she has metallic arms, she doesn't feel no heat. So when she's cooking, no problem with heat. And when I'm redacted, yeah, we're not gonna continue that sentence. I'm not. Wait, what happened there? Okay. All right. I want to see her connected to plug though. That's what I came here for. I don't want to get copyrighted. Ooh, what the heck? Is that her robot? What the frick? What is that? She getting Is that her? Wait, why is she blushing? What the frick? Nah, at least with her, she looks human enough. Whoa. At least with her, she looks human enough. What's going on here? But like, that's just a straight up ugly robot, bro. That's a freaking turtle or whatever. What is that, bro? Come on, bro. Okay. When she plucked to the, when is she plucked to it? Okay, whatever. His wife has no emotion. Okay, I haven't seen it. All right, we're moving on. Mayonaka Punch, aka this anime is basically a combination. If you guys have ever seen the game that was like popping earlier this year, like the first half of this year, a big game that was popping was a content warning. So I mean, it kind of died down. It's a combination of that and Lethal Company, basically. I am not joking. Like this anime starts off as this girl who wants to become a YouTuber, right? And her friends kind of ditched her, betrayed her. They're like, all right, frig you. We don't want to continue doing YouTube with you. So she becomes lonely and depressed because like she still wants to be a YouTuber, but her friends like left her. But she was like a big like helper for the channel. So instead, she starts a YouTube channel with a vampire. Well, I mean, the way it actually happens, the vampire visited her. Um, because she thinks her blood will taste delicious because she smelled her blood Well, she smelled her and thought, "Oh, your blood probably smells delicious." And she's like, "Okay, I'll let you eat my blood if you help me with my YouTube channel, basically." And so they start this YouTube channel together, and these are some of the other vampire girls. Now they look young, and so does Liv, the main character here, but she's actually like the oldest vampire among all of them here except for her. Her and Liv are the oldest vampires. So she looks young, but she's like hundreds of years old. She also looks like a child, yeah, but she's like 100 something years old, right? She became a vampire in the early 20th century, so way before YouTube could ever become a thing. So basically, this is a normal human girl in the 21st century, probably Japan. I don't know where she's from. Let's say anime Japan. She starts a YouTube channel and they go at it, and their plan at the start was to become big by having them show off their vampire powers because they're vampires, right? And nobody in the world knows about vampires. They would just assume it's edited, right? So she even have this disclaimer of like, don't try this at home because they're like flying and doing crazy stuff, and then this is clearly all edit or whatever. However, she gets mad because she's the same age as her. She gets mad because she's like an underling of Mother, and the mother of all vampires, and she's the same rank as her. But she's like, all right, Mother told you to stop making YouTube videos because you can't show vampire powers to the public. Even though, in my opinion, if I'm Mother, I let it slide because guess what? You could easily just assume it's edited or photoshopped or whatever. Like girls flying. Come on, who'd believe that, right? So, but they're like, all right. So that was a big setback because now they can record videos no more showing off vampire powers. However, they start another YouTube channel because they're like, well, we can't show off our vampire powers, but we can still be ourselves. Because why are people here to watch us? Because we have cool powers? No, they're here to watch us because of our personalities, and that's a W. And I hope you guys are watching me for the same reason, right? Like you watch me for my personality, you don't watch because I have cool vampire powers, right? You find me interesting for who I am. So they start another YouTube channel, and yeah, they move along basically, and that's what the M is about. They just do content together, do a bunch of stuff like they do mukbangs, they do hide and seek, a lot of different channels. Like they do like a who like try not to laugh stuff like I don't know. They do stuff like that. It's very funny, very wholesome, and a lot of like great life lessons in there too that you can take with you about your passion as well, and about how you should care about others around you, and how you can how others and you as well can motivate each other towards your passions or your dreams in a healthy way. So I respect it for that. It's called Mayonaka Punch, so or Mayo Punch as we'd call it, or as they'd call it. Delico's Nursery. Now this is technically an anime that's come out this season, but because like it had a lot of delays and it's like most of it's coming out next season. I think should I talk about it now? But I might forget about it next season. I was gonna say like, do I talk about it now or do I talk about it next season? Because it's not finished yet, and I'm scared to forget about it next season. I guess we'll talk about it now, and then I'll won't have to talk about it next season. But yeah, it's come out August 8th. That's when I guess when the first episode come out. But really, like the episode coming out currently right now in like the fall season. So this is really like a fall season anime rather than a summer season. But we'll talk about it now. All right. So I haven't seen every single episode. I've seen like 10, I think 9. I don't remember exactly. So we're almost done. I think I've seen enough to talk about it though. Basically, it's an anime about these. I mean, like another vampire anime. Actually, you just talked about a vampire anime right here. It's another vampire anime. You have these vampires, but they're vampire nobles, right? And they all vampires are under. This is. I laughed out loud when I first heard this too, or when I first saw it in the anime. You might probably won't laugh out loud when I say it, but if you watch the anime, you might laugh or at least giggle when you hear this. So all vampires are like basically child or like they come from the original vampire, which let's say in Demon Slayer, that vampire is or not vampire but a demon is Muzan Kibutsuji, right? But in here, the vampires all come from the true of vamp aka Trump. Yeah. So, you have these vampires, and they're all under Trump. And Trump, the OG vampire, he's nobody knows what he's thinking, right? He's like a god basically to normal humans and vampires. And you also have the mixed human vampires, right? When vampires and humans um have a child together, right? When they breed together, the result becomes a Dhampir, and they die early. Like they're sickly and they die early and quickly. So like you're not, vampires and humans are not. I don't think they're supposed to have children together, but Dhampirs don't live for very long, right? That was the whole thing. But that can happen. We've seen Dhampirs in the anime too. But they're not vampires. They're Dhampirs. Uh, so yeah, these vampire nobles basically, right? They have to deal with this like criminal organization basically called Pendulum, which is a great name for a criminal organization, as me and my friends were discussing when we were watching this anime. Like, wow, Pendulum is a great name for a criminal organization. Like, if I was to name a criminal organization, I can't think of a better name than Pendulum. I do like Baroque Works too, though, but Pendulum, that's a good one. So yeah, so that's to deal with them. But at the same time, all these nobles have children that they've got to take care of. So now you see what's going on. The main character, this guy, he's the dad, the main dad. His name is Dali Delico. Now there's a like a food restaurant chain in Norway called maybe it exists outside of Norway too. I don't know about it that much, but it's called Deli de Luca. And I make the joke that his name is Deli de Luca. I always say like Deli de Luca, but his name is Dali Delico. But I call him Deli de Luca. So I hope I don't forget his real name by saying it like that so much. So Dolly Delico, he's a man. He's got a child. He has the idea with his other nobles who are roughly his age, or I mean, they're all vampires, so they can be like 10 years apart, but they'll be roughly the same age, right? 10, 15 years apart in vampire years is the same as being 1 year apart in real life. Like 1 year age difference does not make much in human years. Same thing with these vampires. They are relative in age, and they all have children, right? They all have like young children who haven't reached vampire puberty yet. Because remember, vampire puberty is different from human puberty. Vampire puberty has all sorts of repercussions and consequences on vampires, right? Like they wild out way more than human puberty. Human puberty, we're already wilding out, right? Like human teenagers, right? We are unstable, okay, and then it's after puberty that we calm down and like realize, okay, like it's not that serious. But vampire teenagers, whew. So, but they're children; they haven't reached puberty stage yet, and so he gets the idea of like, all right, we have to investigate this organization or whatever. We have to investigate this. You have to investigate these murders that these organizations done. So how do we do it? So the main character, Dolly Delico, has the amazing idea of starting a nursery where they simultaneously take care of the kids and the fathers themselves actively take an active role in taking care of the kids, while also trying to figure out who's behind these murders and who this criminalization pendulum is. And that's but the reason why I keep pointing up there when I talk about pendulum criminalization organizations, that's because who these characters are, right? They work for Pendulum. They are under Pendulum. Whereas these guys, these four at the bottom here, are the main characters. These are the vampire nobles. And yeah, the vampire no, the vampire nobles, as they are nobles, they're not supposed to, quote unquote, they're not supposed to take care of their own children, right? So these fathers have just let their housemaids and the people the maids working for them basically take care of the children, right? And I guess partly their wives maybe too. I don't really know, but their wives are also working. Like this guy's wife is a frigging boss. Like this guy's definitely the sub in that relationship because his wife goes crazy. She's got a gun and she goes pa pa. She's going crazy, bro. Um, but they all have wives. I mean, this guy's wife died before the start of the story, and then they all have wives or whatever. But they let the people work in because they're rich, they're nobles. So they're like maids and like um they're what are they called? Butlers. They let their butlers do that kind of work, whereas they do like noble stuff. But the Dolly Delico wants to actively raise his children and be an active part of um their upbringing, which I think is a very healthy thing for a dad to do. I think all dads should do this, whether they're nobles or not. So I respect Dali for that. And he forces these three to join along, even though they don't particularly want to do this, because he is like the smartest among them, or he's like the strongest, and need his help for the investigation of Pendulum. And these guys are the members of Pendulum, right? So they need his help, and like vampires depend on him for his help. So they were like, all right, we'll help you out with your nursery, and they bring in their children too. So now we have to take care of our children. So it's basically a mix, and it's a little bit of a clash between them taking care of their kids and them having to deal with this criminal organization. Now, to me, there is a little bit of a clash there because one scene you'll have these kids crying because they need their diapers changed, and then in another scene there's these guys fighting against the nobles because like these guys have kidnapped the kids or they're behind the serial murder or whatever. It's like sometimes they'll try to kidnap the kids because they know that's a vulnerable spot for the nobles. Stuff like that. It's a little bit of a clash in like not genre, but you know what I mean. Like it doesn't. It's a contrast that doesn't. It's not very smooth in my opinion. But other than that, I do like the anime quite a bit. So yeah, the Lickles Nursery. Um, that's basically what that's about. I like it quite a bit. So far I'd give it at best I give it a 7. I think I'd give it a 6 though, but at best I give it a 7. You know that's better than mid. So when I say I like it, not I love it. If I say I love it, there's like a 9, right? You see, I have to understand my vocabulary. I like it means that it's better than average, so 6 or 7. I love it, like at least an 8, probably like a 9. Like if I say I love it, right? Decent, like dude, decent. That's 7, 7, right? 7, 8. Like dude, this is really decent. Like at least an 8 is like I love it. And obviously, be- some of the best of all time, or it's gotta be 10, right? But that's gotta be super peak, right? So yeah, this is like I like it. It's not like it's not gonna be absolutely mind blowing, but you know, there you go. You could be into it if you like vampires and if you like, you know, the topic of raising children. You might be into this. And there is also a lot of fighting. Like it's not just quote unquote boring raising children, even though I don't think that part is boring, or else I would have dropped the series. But there you go. Tussle got it out of focus. I haven't seen this. I have not seen this. Oh, is this the fat elf anime? It is the fat elf anime. This is like the anime is like no fat phobia here. We embrace our fatness. Yeah, keep eating pizza and fries and let's just get more and more fat and that's totally fine. Yeah, sure. Apparently it's ecchi too. It has an ecchi tag. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it sounds like a relaxing anime to watch. I guess you know maybe if you're fat, like you can. Well, I don't know. That sounded like I didn't mean it in a bad way. Like if you relate to this, I guess, like maybe, you know, it's comforting to watch. That's what I meant. I did not mean anything bad by that. Truly, I'm saying this as someone that used to be fat myself. So I'm not trying to like look like be fat phobic, quote unquote, as someone, as I'm sure some people are ready to immediately get on me for. Dungeon no Knock, I haven't seen this. I like the poster, but I've not seen this. Not in Hananare. Something flower want to be? What? Oh, it's just called Not a Cheer for You. No flowers involved. Wait, no flowers involved. It's another PA Works original. Damn, PA Works going crazy with these originals. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I'll do you fun. Interesting. Okay, Shy predicted the second season. Congrats to you, Shy. Haven't seen any of these. Are we done with the season? Oof, I've been talking for a while. I need my throat to relax. We're done with the season. I think we are. Ooh, I think we can relax. I've been talking a lot, but also talked about a lot of things that don't have anything to do with the summer 2024 anime season. So, okay, we hear the continuing anime from last season. These anime concluded now. Oh yeah, it's Yozakura was continuing from last season. Mr. Mission Yozakura's family. I probably should have watched this anime to be honest. Y'all know I'm a big Shonen Jump fan. So, and I know this is Shonen Jump anime, but yeah. I opted to watch Kaiju number 8 instead of this. I think probably did the right choice, but also probably should have given at least time to watch this, because I do find the aspect of him and his wife like interesting, especially because they do actually get married and apparently do have children in the middle of the manga, like not at the end of the manga like all shonen anime ever have. Like they actually have like children in the middle of arcs in the manga. I say every shonen anime ever, but I mean Dragon Ball had that too. Dragon Ball also, Goku had children in the middle of the anime, and the children themselves become main characters, or Gohan specifically. Goten doesn't really become much of a main character, not even in GT. um, Fable finished last season in summer. Fantastic anime, underrated if anything. More people should check this out. I've heard the manga's just as good. This doesn't adapt the entire manga, by the way. So I had a friend who read the rest of the manga. He says it's amazing. Like it continues to be amazing. So maybe one day I'll even check out the manga. But it's hilarious. This anime is hilarious. Right, you're guaranteed to freaking laugh every episode. Okay. I probably should have watched this too. Seems interesting. Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the classic continuations as always, right? Like the yeah, eighth season of Bot Faces or whatever they're called. What are they called again? Bot Detectives. Yeah, yeah, they're called Tante. So yeah, I should have guessed it's detective and then Oshiri I guess is Bot. The Bot Detectives. Okay, the now let's talk about the ONAs, right? Good thing I scrolled all the way down here because we had Monogatari off and Monster season come out last season. Monogatari off and Monster season is just more Monogatari goodness. If you enjoy Monogatari up until now, you'll enjoy this. It's just more Monogatari. It's really, really good. I mostly like the. Let's say I really like the Nautical arc. I liked every arc. I like the Nautical arc. I like the first arc with Tsuki Monogatari. Peace. What the frig is her name, man? I'm struggling to remember her name. Let's see if you can find her in the characters list. But yeah, I really enjoyed her. I enjoyed every arc. Ononoki, that's her name. So the first one with Ononoki, second arc with Nodoku, and then last arc with Shinobu, I really, really liked. Especially the Shinobu backstory. I'll say it. The Shinobu backstory to me, very, very, very good. I love the colors used there. I mean, Monogatari in general has amazing color and atmosphere. I really love the way Monogatari does that. Glad I caught up to Monogatari last summer, so now I can actually talk, about the Monogatari series, or else I wouldn't have been able to now. But yeah, more Monogatari goodness. 14 episodes of goodness. Some episodes are longer than others. Like the first episode is half an hour long. Most of the episodes like 25, 26 minutes long. So fairly lengthy episodes. And Monogatari already being a hard to watch. I mean, this is a lot to read, a lot of dialogue every episode. So you have to like really ready your eyes to go back and forth to read really fast. But if you're prepared for that, yeah, Monogatari is great. The Alpha Monsters is great. It's just more Monogatari goodness. Now the main story is over, right? And Araragi is in college now, so it's like we're mostly focusing on characters that aren't Araragi. Even though he comes back at the last part of the season, like the last couple of episodes, like I say, last couple of episodes, like the last like Shinobi episodes. But it makes sense if we're gonna have a Shinobi arc. You can't have a Shinobi arc without Monogatari, without Araragi involved, because Shinobi and Araragi are just two sides of the same coin, right? So even though he's in college, university, I should say, not college. He still comes back a little bit at the end, but it's mostly about characters that aren't Aragi. So again, we have a whole Nautical arc, and like the first 8 episodes or so of these 14 episodes, Aragi's not involved whatsoever. So we have a whole Nautical arc that has no Aragi involvement. And yeah, we get to see a lot of character growth for Nautical, and yeah, it's very good. I give it a 7, just like I've given basically every other Monogatari season, because that's what I think of. That's what I feel Monogatari is as a whole. Uh, some of the biggest things I've impressed about Monogatari is just the visuals, the way the Shaft just does the colors, like the way the contour. Oh my god, Kizumonogatari is peak though. Everything about that is peak. I love Kizumonogatari movies. Those are some of my favorite movies ever. So yeah, Kimiko Todoke has a third season, and there's more Code Geass. Okay. When did the second season come out? 2011? Damn! Cause I'm like, Kimi no Todoke, I don't remember this being an anime that came out. Yeah, 2009 was the first season. You really wait that long to make a third season, which is like 5 episodes, 1 hour per episode. Why not just make it a wait? I was gonna say why not just make it a like a regular like a 12 episode anime, but it's actually would it actually would be like 18 episodes if they'd done that. Okay, damn. All right, Kimi no Todoke, everybody. Cool. I didn't know. No, it had its third season now. Like so many, like 13 years later, they come out with a third season, which is an ONA, 1 hour per episode for 5 episodes. Crazy. More Code Geass, but it's more Code Geass BS. Come on, they're milking it. No one cares. Just watch the original Code Geass series. Don't care about the milking stuff. All right. Blah. Don't care. Kangen Usher for the second season. Okay. Yosin Gangnam. Now there is one more anime I know that has come out that I know I should that I know I'm gonna be talking about that I should be that is probably gonna come up soon in the ONA section. Terminator Zero. I've heard of this actually. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of people talk about this. But like it just completely flew under my radar. Like it came and went out of nowhere. I didn't expect it. If that makes sense. Huh. But okay. Terminator Zero. Okay. Because he's about the actual Terminator. Mirai no Koi. I like the poster. I like the character designers actually. Seems interesting. I don't know. I haven't seen it though. Rise Impact has a second season. I don't know what Rise Impact is, so I can't talk about it. Monogatari season. Oh yeah, this is like the one extra episode. Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen this. I'm gonna mark it off as seen this. I thought it was good, just like every other Monogatari season. All right, good. Good thing I scrolled even down here because now I know this exists and that I can mark it as 17 it. Looks like a wait, Chinese anime? Yeah, okay, Chinese. I was gonna make sure, like, no, let's just me say Chinese could be Korean. Nah, it's clear Chinese actually. I want to talk about. Yeah, it's clear Chinese anime. Okay, more Chinese anime, more Chinese anime. Okay, so it seems like I want to talk about is not here. It might be in the fall season then, because then we might be done here. Yeah, a lot of Chinese anime. A lot of Chinese anime come out every season. I don't watch. Other than Link Link, I watch Link Link. That's amazing. But otherwise, don't. What the heck? Alright, that guy's throwing up in a toilet. Wait, one episode 5 minutes. A man found a strange bottle in an empty public restroom toilet. Uh, so he says to investigate it like this. That's disgusting, by the way. That's a public restroom. This is disgusting. That's you, bro. You don't know what's been in. I don't even look at that anymore, bro. Bro, if I'm gonna be like staring at a toilet like that, it better be my own toilet because I know I'd be cleaning my own toilet. Like you know what I'm saying? Public restrooms though, you cannot trust those, bro. Are you serious? Crazy, crazy to be like squatting like that in a public restroom. I honestly hate using public restrooms. Like at all times when I can avoid using public restrooms, I do because I just cannot trust them. They just feel so disgusting. Now, typically in Norway they're fine, but in other countries, bro, I remember Egypt. Whoo, terrible. Istanbul also terrible. Um, terrible restrooms. Copenhagen had a little bit better, but yeah, the restrooms here in Norway are better, the best so far. But I still hate using them. But anyway, we've gone off topic there. A lot of Chinese anime. Holy crap! A lot of Chinese anime ONAs. They're really into that. Yo, we got some optical illusions and stuff here too. Minecraft. What the frick? It looks like Minecraft to me. Minecraft models. Fourth season. 24 minutes per episode. Yo, this is like big too. It's a book source. Okay. How far? Yeah. Okay. There it is. I was like, wait a minute. Why is it here? Oh, cause it's an OVA. Cause this is what I was gonna talk. Wanted to talk about. Dead demons. Dead destruction. Or dead. This is what I wanted to talk about, but I thought it was part of next season. I was like, that's just where it came out this season. Alright, we can talk about it now then. Um. So Yeah, I gave it a 7. Okay, so this is made by the same author that wrote Oyasumi Punpun, which I read several years back. I thought it was amazing. First things first, I do think that manga is at least better than this anime. I haven't read the manga for this, but that manga I thought was better than this anime. I thought it was a better work from Inyo Asano, not Nishio Isin. That's the mangaka, not manga, but the author of the light novels for Monogatari. But this is Inyo Asano. He wrote, yeah, Pumpun, like I said. Pumpun is great, but we're talking about Dedede here. Basically about these invaders that, or aliens, basically, that come to Earth, and then, the government tries to hide them from the public, and some groups out there are massacring them. Well, the government as well is also massacring them and destroying the ships that come out. And throughout the show, we follow these two main girls, basically, and a lot of other main characters like these girls and that side characters in the background. And they basically are living out their daily life while all this craziness is happening in Japan because that's where the invaders are at. The mothership is in Japan, and there's also some like relations with the U.S. and stuff that come into play that are important. But yeah, these invaders come in, they cause havoc, and the main characters also get involved with the invaders in various ways. There is some not time traveling, but there's some dimension traveling going on. A lot of crazy things, with dimensions and weird powers that the aliens come in with their advanced technology, because they like come in because seemingly they want to take over the Earth, but did they always want to take over the Earth? Who decided that they wanted to take over the Earth? Like, who made that decision? How did they get to that decision? All that stuff. I don't want to spoil too much because all that is explained in the anime. But one big note to make before you get into this is to remember to not watch the episode 0 OVA until you've seen the first 16 episodes. So watch 16 episodes, then this episode 0 OVA, then the 17th episode. That's how it's supposed to be watched. I did that way, and I completely see why I was told to do that way after having seen it, because holy crap, episode 0 does ruin a lot of the experience that you gain from watching the other episodes blind. I'll say that. So yeah. Um, Other than that, if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead. I thought it was good. Um, a lot of weirdness and craziness like that you'd expect from the same author of Pun Pun. So if you've read Pun Pun, you know the weirdness and craziness. If you think the weirdness and craziness in Dead Day is weird, oh boy, Pum Pum's gonna go crazy with you. Cause like, you know, Cuddle there, right? This girl, the glasses, right? She ends up basically hooking up with her teacher. Stuff like that. Like, if you think that's wilding out, but bro, Pun Pun, yeah, yeah. Okay. I don't have much else to say about Dedede, to be honest. Do you have anything else to talk about? A novel movie, a My Hero Academia movie, Mononoke movie. In 2024, we get a Mononoke movie. Yeah, My Hero Academia movie was the fourth movie, whatever. I haven't seen it, but I don't plan to see it. Another Ghibli movie, okay. Kimi no Iro. Your what? The colors within, huh? That looks cool. And colorful, colorful. Science Saru? Yo, I'm gonna put this in my watch list. This seems interesting. I like the sound of this. Let me look at the trailer real quick. I can't play it completely because I don't wanna. I don't want to. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, I'm putting this on my watch list. I did not know this existed. This looks so cool. Oh my god. Wait. Wait. Let me look some animation. Oh my god. This looks really pretty. Kimi no Iro. Yeah, it actually says Kimi no Iro. The colors within, huh? This looks really beautiful. It's a drama, you say? Science Sorry. Oh, it looks really beautiful. I'm putting it on my watch list. I did not know this anime existed until now. I'm not watching. I'm plan to watch. That looks good. I also should watch Look Back. I haven't seen Look Back yet. Is that gonna be here? Is that gonna be stated here? Garden for Remembrance. This also looks good. I like the poster at least. It's also Sansari film. Oh, but it's 7 minutes. Oh, is this like a prequel to that? Is this like a? Is is it the same thing? Whoa, man, Sansari those goes crazy. It doesn't seem like the same thing, no. Okay, well, we're gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna put this on plan to watch, but it does look cool. I'll check this out. I'll check this movie out. Maybe I'll talk about it next. Well, actually, it won't be next. I won't be able to talk about it in the fall thing because I'd have to watch this before the end of next weekend, which I won't be able to watch this movie then. But maybe I'll talk about it at some point in the future. How I thought about this movie because that seemed really interesting just from the animation and stuff. Okay, I don't care about anything else coming here. No, no. Gundam. No, okay. I think we're done with the season. Any interesting specials? Oh yeah, the special should be here. I'm pretty sure One Piece special. Another recap of One Piece. Recap of Elusive Samurai. Another One Piece. Fifth recap of One Piece. Isn't there another Did the Day thing? Episode 13 and 14. What? Isn't another Did the Day thing? If I remember correctly. Wasn't that a special that came out? Yeah, this prequel OVA. Is that a special? It's an OVA that came out in May. So it should be under the OVA section, no? Or is it for spring of anime? Don't I feel for spring and not for summer? But okay, we're done for this season. I've been babbling for 2.5 hours, have I not? And I need to go to sleep. I do need to go to sleep. I'm not even gonna cap to you. I've been talking for a while, and yeah, there's the OVA. So this has both the episode 0 and the OVA, but then the next season has the continuation of the OVA. The continuation of this. Okay, this is the gay anime. I remember looking at checking, not checking this out, but like talking about this last anime in review video. But okay, we're done now with the summer 2024 anime season review. Next season in review, which will happen at some point. I don't know when. At some point though, I'll be talking about it. Until this weekend, we'll see what type of episodes we get this week. Yeah, so yeah, I'll see you guys. See you guys next time for more. Well, soon, relatively soon for me at least, for more anime talk about uh this season. Hope you guys enjoy watching this. Hope you stick around for my thoughts about next season. Now there's going to be a lot of anime to talk about next season. Oh boy, a lot of anime to talk about next season. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Ranma too. I still have not gotten around to watching Ranma. Well, I've seen the first episode, so it should be planned to watch. It should be watching because I've seen the first episode, but I haven't gotten around to watching to getting caught up yet. Because I've been busy with my master's studies. Um, so I've only watched the first episode, but I've been caught up on Dragon Ball Daima and everything else, and on this anime too, Yakuza, the Yakuza girl anime. You might be asking, Amin, like, why do you have so much time to watch anime, not as much time to record videos for us, right? Because you might be asking for more videos. Oh, Kamen no Hashiron has a second season. Well, the simple reason for that is because for one thing, anime is 20 minutes long and basically no videos are more than 20 minutes long. Secondly, a lot of the times, yeah, every single one of my videos, even like One Piece reactions, can be like 40 plus minutes long easily. So that's one thing. And another thing is, even when it comes to anime, sometimes I'll watch 15 minutes of an anime and then stop because I have to do something and then come back to it. I can I can't afford to do the same with the YouTube video, right? And another thing is I do watch some of these animes with friends because like I make up time during the week to watch it with friends because I do want to prioritize that social life aspect, just to be capable of continuing having like a healthy mindset, basically. So not so much watching it because of the animes themselves, but because I want to hang out with friends, basically. And and another important part is just the mindset. Like, if I'm not in a good mindset to record a video, I won't be recording it. It's just, it is what it is. And with a lot of stress with exams, that becomes even harder to get into the mindset of things. So yeah, that's really it. If you're here to be like, yeah, I mean, watch so much anime, but you say you don't have time to record videos, but it's more complicated than just time, is what I'm trying to say. But it is mostly time. Don't get me wrong. There are times I'm in the mindset, but I'm like, only got 20 minutes, and then I have to go, so I can't really, like I need at least a 1 hour window to record a video, and even then I won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Especially for a video like this, I need a 3 hour window. How much did I end up waffling for? I swear I've been talking for the last 2 hours at least. 2 hours and a bit at least. I don't know exactly how many hours I'm talking for, but for a video like this, exactly, like you need a good couple hour video to record it. So, but for a One Piece video, I'll definitely need at least a 1 hour video to record it because some videos can be 40, 50 plus minutes long. So I'll definitely need it. So some videos are not. Some videos, One Piece reactions end up being half an hour long. But yeah, however, it's because I end up waffling for a lot. But I feel like the waffling is for me is valuable, so I do wanna do it and do it for a reason. Okay, well, anyway, we're done here. I'll see you guys next season, which might be very, very soon, where I go through the fall 2034 anime the uh of the season. I hope you guys enjoy watching this at least as much as I enjoy going through all these anime and looking back at the summer animes, especially because it's been a very long time since I've seen these summer animes because they came out so long ago. So good thing for me to get a refresher for all of these. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy watching this at least as much as I enjoyed going through these and reviewing these this season. And I'll see you guys for the fall 24 anime, which might be the last season in review anime I do, video I do, um, until at least summer next year, depending on how my exchanging to Germany goes. So yeah, this might be one of the last videos I make this year. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And alright, y'all. Peace.